So our topic of the week that we've designated is called Rejecting Inner Kings. Obviously, because of No King's Day that happened Saturday. And I'm going to do the subcategory of greed because when I think about kings, that's what I think about. I think about riches, I imagine luxury and greed. And in fact, that is the myth of the Buddha, that he came from a uh, royal family. According to historians, that's not quite accurate, but for sense of the fable, he came from riches, luxury, and greed, but it left him with dissatisfaction. Um, so what the greed is, I mean, one way we could just describe greed as is the comment more is better. And I'm sure none of us are strangers to greed. But we just do have different ways that it shows up, different things that we hunger for, that we want more of. But let's go back to that idea, more is better. But is it? Who's it better for, really? I don't think it's better for us because we end up having to pay for it, take care of it, store it, worry it, maintain it, etc. And it's certainly not good for the environment. We know that, especially if it's material objects that we are wanting more of. And it's not better for others who could look at what we have and feel envy and negativity. So I guess people think it's better for their social status. But then if we go to this king's idea, that's sort of irrelevant. Someone who's born into royalty, they already have their social status. Um, so in Buddhism, as many of you know, greed is one of the three poisons, the other two being ignorance, also translated as delusion, and hatred. And each of these are translated different ways, of course. But the point being, greed is a poison. And it's not just Buddhism that sees greed as a problem. It really goes across many religions. Um, in Christianity, it's considered one of the seven deadly sins. And when I looked at those other seven deadly sins, some of the others seem pretty related to greed in my mind. Now, we all experience greed, greed in some form, but it doesn't show up the same for everyone. We yearn for different things. We feel dissatisfied in different ways. So where's the line? Where's the line between having a need and becoming greedy? Not an easy question. In Buddhism, dissatisfaction, which is a translation of dukkha, in fact, it's one of the common ones, is seen as very common situation. And it turns into a downward cycle, or easily can turn into a downward cycle. We feel dissatisfied, so we want more. We do all the stuff to get more, but then we still feel unsatisfied. But in our confusion, or that's another word for um, delusion, confusion, we keep believing that more will finally fix it. So I like saying, but in our delusion, we keep believing that more will finally fix it. But Buddhism points us in another direction, towards generosity, towards dana, towards giving. And that may sound backwards or counterintuitive, that giving leads to feeling more satisfied, but it does. Check it out for yourself. Because when we give, the yearning quiets down and a sense of contentment can start to grow. So I'm going to give you a simple example from my own life about my own, shall we say, greediness. I have a wonderful, very old cat who I think I hear walking down the steps now. Now, over the years, and she's 18 years old, so there's been many years that I've shared with this wonderful cat. I wanted more cats. I thought more would be better. All those cute little kittens, you know. And my wife wisely has helped me keep that yearning in check. Maybe not subtly. No more cats. We're not having any more cats in this house. Okay. But when I look at it honestly, this yearning for more cats, I can see what's underneath, or at least this is a piece of what's underneath. I know she's not going to be around forever, and it is a way of bracing for losing her. If I could just replace her before I've even lost her, then maybe I can, I won't have to feel so bad. But that's also another delusion. I have to remind myself over and over again that more cats is not going to bring me more happiness, is not going to bring me more satisfaction. But instead, what does seem to help is appreciating this cat. She is revered. She is the king of the house, the one I have right now, and really in savoring what we got, and reining in that pull towards more and more. I could go into all of the childhood reasons why I want cats. How I couldn't have pets growing up because my sister was allergic. But even knowing why and doesn't make the yearning vanish. I just have to live with that yearning. I have to work with it. For No King's Day, I made a sign with the slogan, and I got the slogan from ChatGPT. I said, what's a good Buddhist no king slogan? I wanted to somehow be Buddhist, but didn't not quite know how to represent that in the demonstration. And so I thought I came up with a good slogan, and I put it on my sign. Let go of greed, let go of kings. I liked it. But if it was only that easy, if we could only just let go of greed, of attachment, of all the corruption and power grabbing in the world. Well, that's a fantasy world, isn't it? Both parts of it, that we could just let go, and that we could get rid of all of the greed, attachment, corruption, power grabbing. It takes so much more than to just let go. So much, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of turning over and over, turning towards generosity, turning towards what really matters, turning towards our ethics. So I will end the talk there.